Come, Jimin, so this will be your new house. Jimin came inside with his small bag. Okay, sir. Looked here and there. What are you looking? Jimin, Jin, sir. Jin smiled. You don't need to hesitate. Tell me, what do you wanna say? Jimin, it's very big house. How many people are living here? Why is here all dark? Jin, come and sit first. Jimin, no, I'm fine here. Jin, sit, I'm telling you. Forcefully made him sit beside himself. Here is only 2 persons live. Jimin, shocked. Only 2 persons? Jin, one is my brother Yoongi and second is his 5-year-old son. You have to take care of my nephew. Jimin, Jin sir, if you don't mind, then can I ask you something? Jin, ask. Jimin, where is your brother's wife? Jin, my brother is unmarried. Jimin, then son? Jin, he is my younger brother's son who lost his life in plane crash. Jimin, oh, I'm sorry. Jin, no, it's okay. Do you have any other question? Jimin, no. Jin, now listen to me very carefully. I appoint you as my nephew's full-time caretaker. Do you know what does caretaker mean? Jimin slowly shook his head. No. Jin, it's okay. I will tell you your work. Caretaker means to take care of person. You should take care of my nephew's all the needs. I know no one can take mom's place, but you have to go close to her. You have to take care of my nephews just like her mother. He is very young. You should teach him the difference between right and wrong. You have to give him good values. You have to stay with him like a shadow. And yeah, one more thing. My brother is a cold and rude person. He is an introvert. He doesn't trust on anyone. There is no connection between my brother and nephew. They both are totally opposite of each other. You have to come them closer to each other. My nephew's sister is sweet and bratty too. That's it. You have to do all this work. Now tell me, can you do it? Jimin slowly nodded his head. I can do it, but money. Jin, don't worry. You will get the fair amount of your service. In every month's first date, your salary will credit in your bank account. Jimin, okay. Ran to living room while hanging his school bag. Ginny. Jin picked him in his arms. Baby! Looked at Jimin. Ginny? Who is he? Jin, he is Jimin, your caretaker. Tear care? Jin, Kookie, it's caretaker, not tear care. Now he will stay with you. He will help you in studies, play with you, cook for you, help you in everything. Now Kookie won't be alone. Kookie has someone to give him company. Now Kookie won't be bored. Cook, really? He will play with Kookie? Jin gently pinched his nose. Really? Do you wanna ask something to him? Cook nodded his head vigorously. Yes, Kookie wanna ask? Jin dropped him on the floor, then go to him and ask. Cook went to him. What's your name? Jimin kneeled down in front of him. My name is Jimin. Cook, Kookie's name is Kookie. What should Kookie call you? Jimin, anything, whatever Kookie wants. Cook thinks hard. Okay, Kookie will call you Minnie. Jimin, okay. Kookie can call me as Minnie. Cook, will Minnie become Kookie's partner? Jimin, Minnie will become Kookie's partner. Cook hugged him tightly. Thank you. Don't leave Kookie. Jimin, I will never. Jin looked at them. Kookie, Minnie will take care of you and in return you will take care of him too. He is new here now, so he doesn't know anything. Cook looked at Jin. Okay, Kookie will take care of Minnie. They all were talking and suddenly a man who was wearing all black clothes came there. Jimin saw him and immediately stood up. That man was looking at Jimin with sharp eyes, which sent Jimin a shiver. He immediately looked down. Jin saw him and said, Jimin, he is my brother, Min Yoongi, and Yoongi, he is Jimin, Kookie's caretaker. Yoongi, with whose permission have you appointed a caretaker? He doesn't need any caretaker. Leave him back from where you brought him. Jin, I don't need anyone's permission to appoint caretaker for my nephew. I have full right to do the things which is good for him. Nobody can stop me. You also. So it would be better if you obey me. And yeah, one more thing. He is gonna live here. I already did detailed inquiry about him. I was waiting for you to come. Now you can ask question to him. I'm going to my home. Tell him about your rules. Looked at Jikook. Jimin, Kookie, now I'm going. Left. Yoongi sat on the couch. Kookie, go to your room. Jimin held Kookie's hand and slowly shook his head. No, please. Kookie won't go anywhere, Dada. Yoongi, I wanna ask question to him. Kook, then ask. Kookie won't disturb Dada. Yoongi raised his voice. Kook, if I say anything, then you have to listen. Now go to your room. I won't repeat this again. Yoongi's sharp voice made Jimin scared and he immediately left Kookie's hand. Kookie wanted to stop, but he didn't dare. He quickly ran to his room. Now only Yoonmin were there. Yoongi was sitting on the couch and glaring at Jimin, and Jimin was standing at side while looking down. Yoongi, come in front of me. I don't like to repeat myself, so you have to listen everything at once and obey it immediately. Jimin quickly came in front of him. Okay. Yoongi, now look at me and introduce yourself. Jimin looked at him with his scared eyes. I'm Park Jimin. I'm from a village of Busan. Yoongi, how did you meet with Mehang? Jimin, I came here to find a job. While searching the job, I met with Jin Hang and he told me that he has a suitable job for me. Yoongi, that is your bag. Pointed his finger on a small bag. Jimin nodded his head vigorously. Yoongi, open it. I wanna check it. Jimin opened the bag and slowly showed him his clothes. Yoongi was looking everything very carefully. Being a mafia king, he can't trust on anyone. He was done with showing his bag, and Yoongi took out his and placed it on the center table. Jimin got scared to see it. Yoongi, just like Hank said, you are going to live here, so you have to live according to me. You have to obey me. Is it clear? Jimin looked at the and gulped hard. Oh, okay. Yoongi, I am Mafia King. Picked it from the center table and traced on his face. You are here for Kookie. Don't think he is a kid so you can take advantage of his innocence. My eyes will always be on you. If you dare to do double cross, then I won't hesitate to press the trigger. Do you understand? Jimin nodded his head vigorously. Yes, but please remove it. I won't betray you. Yoongi patted his cheek with his. It would be good for you. You can stay in Kookie's room. Left. Time skipped it next day. Kookie was sitting in his room and Jimin was feeding him his food. Yoongi went to his work. Kookie was telling him what happened today in his school. Cook, Minnie, you know, Kookie told to everyone that now Kookie has a partner. Kookie isn't alone. Minnie, will you play with Kookie? Jimin smiled. Of course Minnie will play, but first Kookie will finish his homework. Kookie will do that later. Jimin, no. Good boys always first finish their homeworks, then play. Our Kookie is also a good boy, na? Cook, yes, Kookie is a good boy. Kookie will first finish his homework, then play with Minnie. Jimin, very good. Now open your books. Till then, I clean this dish. Cook. Time skipped at late night. Yoongi opened the door by spare key and found Jimin was sitting on the floor and resting his head on the center table. Probably he slept while waiting for Yoongi. Yoongi went near him and shook him. Yoongi shook him. Jimin, while rubbing his eyes. Oh, you came back? Yoongi, why are you sleeping here? Go to Cookie's room and sleep there. Jimin stood up. I was waiting for you. Go and freshen up. I'm serving the food. Ran to the kitchen. Yoongi, I'm not. But before he could say anything, Jimin already ran away from there. Yang brought him as Cookie's caretaker, who himself is behaving like Kookie, signed and left. Yoongi came to dining room after freshening up and found Jimin already served his dinner. He was happily setting the table. Yoongi went near him and sat on the chair. He was about to eat but looked at Jimin, who was standing beside him. Jimin looked at him. What happened? Why did you stop eating? Nervously asked. Yoongi looked at him. Have you eaten your meal? Jimin slowly shook his head. No. Yoongi served his food. Why hadn't you eaten your meal? Jimin, I was waiting for you. I thought if I will eat, then you will be lonely on dining table. Yoongi looked at him. Who told you to use your non-existing brain? Listen to me very carefully. You don't need to stay awake and is hungry because of me. Eat your dinner with Kookie and sleep with him. You are here for Kookie, not for me. Now, why are you still standing? Sit here beside him and start eating your meal. Jimin quickly sat on the chair. Instead of scolding me, you can come early and join us for dinner. Yoongi, while eating, did you say anything? Jimin, nothing. What can I say to you? Yoongi, Jimin, how was the food? Yoongi, Jimin, being sulky and pouty. What, Oma said always thanks for food and appreciate other for cooking, and here you said only Do you know by how much difficulties I prepared this? First I didn't know where were the ingredients. After that all the things were in so high. I fell 2 times in attempt to reach at the things. Then I brought ladder. Kookie also helped me to find ladder. I made so many dishes for you and you only said Are you buffalo who say Kookie was right. You are an ungrateful fellow. You don't know anything. Rather than all the time you only do whatever the question, the answer will be You don't even know how to respect others' handwork. Jimin was complaining exactly like Jin and Kookie. Now he was thinking, did he possess by Kookie or Jin's soul? It's the first time when anyone except Jikook dared to open his mouth in front of him. Yoongi was looking at him with confused face. He wanted to scold him, but words couldn't come out from his mouth because he was looking way more than cute with his cute pouty face. Jimin looked at him. Why are you looking at me like this? Yoongi, I'm trying to figure out where is your pause button. Jimin, confused. Pause button means? Yoongi, do you normally talk this much or is there any special occasion? Jimin, while eating his meal, I'm not talking much, you are talking less. Yoongi, yeah, why not? By the way, food is really good. Jimin looked at him with shiny sparkling eyes. Really? You know I learned cooking from my mom. She is the best cook. What do you like in food? Tomorrow I will prepare that for you. Do you know I can cook any type of food? With that, he again started talking. Yoongi shook his head in disbelief and started eating his food. Jimin was telling him whatever happened today. Yoongi was listening him but don't know why. He smiled a little bit. Time skipped after 6 months. 6 months passed like this. Jimin came closer to Yoonkook and became very important part of the family. He made Yoonkook's relationship more stronger than ever. Yoongi started coming home early just to have dinner together. They all started going on small outings. Kookie was so happy, and seeing him happy, Yoonmin were also happy. Being a clumsy and careless, Jimin always fell from the chair and made Yoonkook laugh on him. He didn't leave any chance to make them laugh. Everything was going good. Jimin made his special place in Yoongi's heart. When Yoongi, who hates from feelings and don't trust on anyone, started getting strong feelings for Jimin, he started trusting on Jimin. Today he was all set to tell Jimin to his feelings and ask him for marriage. He did lots of practice because he was very nervous. He never proposed anyone. He secretly entered in the house and directly went to Cookie's room as he knew he must be in Cookie's room. Outside was snowing heavily. All the roads were blocked. He found Jimin was talking to anyone on the call. He didn't want to hear his conversation, but the way Jimin was talking made him suspicious. Jimin on call. No, Yoongi didn't find out anything about our real plan. Cookie is sleeping. I made him sleep early. Yoongi will be back soon too. Once he will sleep, then I will start my work. No, he didn't doubt on me. Now I can execute your secret plan for which you sent me here. I am all ready. I wanted to do this at very first day, but I waited whole 6 months for this day, and finally it came. I can't tell you how I feel like. Don't worry, I will complete this mission. No, Yoongi and Cookie will easily believe me. They will do whatever I will say them. They blindly trust on me. Everything is going according to our plan. What? Oh, you mean if Cookie will come in between my plan, then what? I will remove him from my path. Today nobody can stop me to get what I want. I waited so long for this day. I already planned everything. Cookie is a little baby. He won't wake up now because I mixed what you gave me to mix in his milk. Now my way is clear. Only Yoongi left. Tomorrow I will give you the good news of our mission success. Love you from my bottom of heart. Miss you too. We will meet tomorrow. Then nobody can separate us. Nah, it's not difficult to make Yoongi fool. You should give me the reward of making the ruthless and heartless mafia fool. What? You will give me kiss? I want something else than kissing. Of course I love when you kiss me, but don't you think this time I deserve But before he could say anything, Yoongi snatched the mobile from his hand and dragged him in living room. He harshly slapped him and he fell on the floor. He looked at the mobile and asked who was on the other side, but call was already disconnected. He angrily threw the mobile on the floor near Jimin and removed his long cape, threw it somewhere in the living room. He folded his sleeve till his forearm and made Jimin stand by pulling his ears. He was fuming in anger. He was hurt. He couldn't digest the fact that Jimin can betray him. Being a short-tempered, he couldn't hold his anger anymore and burst on Jimin. Yoongi, fuming eyes. So you came here for a secret mission. Tell me, who sent you here? Which mafia group you are? By which intention you come here? What is your real face? Pulled his hairs more harshly. Now you can't hide anything. It will be good for you if you say everything by your own. Don't force me to use my method. I can bet you can't handle Min Yoongi. Jimin screamed in pain. What are you talking about? I don't know anything. I'm not from any mafia group. I didn't come here by any wrong intention. Nobody sent me here. Jin Hyang brought me here. Yoongi harshly lifted his hairs and he fell on the floor. One more lie. picked the flower wash and threw it. Don't you get tired of lying again and again? How effortlessly you are lying. I didn't know you were such a great liar. I trust on you. I love you. I gave you cookies, all the responsibilities. I thought you will become his parents and give him better future, but here you are talking to remove him from your path. How cheap you are! All the time that poor soul is roaming behind you by calling Minnie, and here you have this much cheap intention for him. Shame on you. We gave you food to eat, we gave you shelter to stay, and here you betray us. How can you do this? Don't you think about me and Kookie? Didn't you think when your this cunning face revealed, then what will happen to me and Kookie? How can you betray us? How, Jimin? How? What didn't we give you? Money, love, respect. We treat you like our king and you betray us. What did you get by doing this? I'm so ashamed on myself that I love you. I think that you will be perfect life partner for me. Jimin, hurt to see his tears. Yoongi, no, I can't even think about to betray you. I love you too. You and Kookie are my life. I can't do this. Please trust me. You are mistaken me. Please give me a chance to explain myself. Yoongi yanked his hand. Don't you dare to touch me. Trust you? Do you still think after hearing everything I will trust on you? Yes, Yoongi became mad in your love, but he isn't this much fool who trusts on a cheater. Wiped his tears. It's enough now. It's the time to rectify my mistake. Grabbed his arm and threw him outside. You are free now. Get lost from here. I don't want to see your face. He threw Jimin outside of the house in heavy snowfall and locked the door on his face. He didn't give him any chance to explain his side of the story. Jimin was banging the door, but Yoongi didn't listen to him. He went to his room. After few minutes, Kookie came to living room while searching Jimin. He looked outside through the window and found Jimin was outside and almost buried in snow. He quickly ran to main door and brought a chair by so much difficulties and climbed on it and opened the door. He went to Jimin and trying to pull out, but Jimin was already passed out. Kookie started removing the snow by his body by his tiny baby hands. Yoongi thought Jimin already left, but then also don't know why his heart was keep saying that Jimin can't betray him. He came to window to look outside and became shocked to see Jimin buried in snow, and Kookie was trying to remove the snow by his bare hands. He didn't waste any second and jumped from the balcony and took Jimin inside his room. Kookie followed them. Yoongi, Kookie, remove his clothes. Till then, I will bring thick blanket and turn on the heater. Kookie started removing his clothes while crying and lay down beside him while hugging him tightly. Yoongi turned on the room heaters and made Jimin wear warm clothes and covered him with thick blanket. He lay down beside Jimin and hugged him tightly. Cook, while crying and hugging him tightly. Minnie? Yoongi, Kookie, don't be scared. Your Minnie will be alright. Trust on your dada. I won't let anything happen to him. Yoongi was trying to console Kookie, but deep inside he was so scared for him. He was blaming himself for Jimin's condition. He kept praying for Jimin's health. Time skipped in the morning. Yoongi was awakened whole night. Jimin is fine now. He already called doctor. Route was clear too. Doctor will be here in no time. Kookie was sleeping while hugging Jimin. His face was fully covered by tear stains. Namjin ran to room and found Yoongi was sitting on the bed while holding his head by his both the hands. Jin went near him and saw Jimin was sleeping with Kookie. Jin slowly shook him. Yoongi looked at Jin and quickly hugged him tightly and started crying. Young June touched Jimin in silent relief to while Jimin is already passed out. Namjin told the Yoongi that yesterday Jimin was talking with them. It was all their plan. They were planning to give him surprise as today is his birthday. Jimin wanna proposed him. It was Namjin's idea to propose him on his birthday to make it more memorable for him. They all were planning to execute this plan from past 6 months. Jimin planned a perfect date night on the terrace. Jin gave Jimin non-harmful substance to mix it in Kookie's milk and made him sleep early so that he won't disturb them. After hearing this, he became more guilty. Doctor came and checked Jimin and declared that he was perfectly fine. Soon, Jimin regained his consciousness and he apologized to him. Jimin forgave him because first he was well aware of Yoongi's short temper, and after hearing Jimin's conversation, anyone can misunderstood him. They both proposed each other. Kookie was so happy because he finally got his appa. Min family is completed now. Don't judge too quickly. Sometimes what we see or hear isn't true. The person whom we already judged and considered bad turned out to be the most loyal and trustworthy person, and the person whom we trust the most turned out to be unfaithful. The end. Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all like it. It was the requested story for One Shot. I hope I didn't disappoint you. Sometimes we judge too quickly and later regret badly. It happens with everyone. I'm sure it happens with you too. Just like Yoongi preaches Jimin and thought he came here to create misunderstandings between him and Kookie, but the truth was totally opposite. He became the mediator between them and their relationship more stronger than ever. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will meet soon with new story. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.